Good evening, everybody. Now, while we're doing some fishing, I thought it would be a good idea to, bide away the time by reading a classic novel that is no longer under copyright. And I can think of few that are better than The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I read this on Project Gutenberg while I was working in a call center in 2011, and I really enjoyed it. And also the sequel, Huckleberry Finn, is another landmark book. And so if we just search on here for Tom Sawyer Abroad, like there's some other sequels beyond Huckleberry Finn, but I believe that Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn are really the only essential ones. So, cover. To my wife. Or, that could be said in another voice, but just in the interests of present company, I won't do that. Anyway, so I'm going to move all of this over to my other window, my other monitor. And then this one will be for Minecraft. Probably if somebody just clicked on this stream wanting Minecraft. and they're like, Tom Sawyer, what the heck? Anyway, so let's go back to our farming. We're trying to get some sugar cane so we can have some books. And when we have our books, we can make bookshelves. Now we're gonna need leather too. And we can get this enchanting table to max level, and we can hopefully get a pickaxe that's worthy of the 25,000 block journey or whatever it is. Okay, so I need to actually rearrange my windows a bit here to do the thing. Make this window smaller. I can still see the chat. Okay, here we go. Tom! No answer. Tom! No answer. What's gone with that boy, I wonder? You, Tom! No answer. The old lady pulled her spectacles down and looked over them about the room. Then she put them up and looked out under them. She seldom or never looked through them, for so small a thing as a boy. They were her state pair, the pride of her heart, and were built for style, not service. She could have seen through a pair of stove lids just as well. She looked perplexed for a moment, and then said, not fiercely, but still loud enough for the furniture to hear, "Well, I lay if I get a hold of you, I'll—" She did not finish, for by this time she was bending down and punching under the bed with the broom, and so she needed breath to punctuate the punches with. She resurrected nothing but the cat. I never did see the beat of that boy. She went to the open door and stood in it, and looked out among the tomato vines and jimson weeds that constituted the garden. No Tom. So she lifted up her voice at an angle calculated for distance and shouted, "You, Tom!" There was a slight noise behind her, and she turned just in time to seize a small boy by the slack of his roundabout and arrest his flight. "There! I might have thought of that closet. What you been doing in there?" "Nothing." "Nothing? Look at your hands, and look at your mouth. What is that truck?" "I don't know, Aunt." "Well, I know. It's jam, that's what it is. 40 times I've said if you didn't let that jam alone, I'd skin you. Hand me that switch." The switch hovered in the air. The peril was desperate. "My, look behind you, Aunt." The old lady whirled around and snatched her skirts out of danger. The lad fled on the instant, scrambled up the high board fence, and disappeared over it. Okay, and now I need to scroll down and still in the fishing. Okay. There he is. He's running away. And I missed a catch. Okay, this is maybe going to be harder than I thought. His Aunt Polly stood surprised a moment, and then broke into a gentle laugh. Hang the boy, can't I never learn anything? Ain't he played me tricks enough like that for me to be looking out for him by this time? But old fools is the biggest fools there is. Can't learn an old dog new tricks, as the saying is. But my goodness, he never plays them alike. 2 days, and how is a body to know what's coming? He peers just to know how long he peers to know just how long he can torment me before I get my dander up. And he knows if he can make out to put me off for a minute or make me laugh, it's all down again and I can't hit him a lick. I ain't doing my duty by that boy. And that's the Lord's truth, goodness knows. Spare the rod and spoil the child, as the good book says. I'm a laying up sin and suffering for us both, I know. He's full of the old scratch, but laws o' me, he's my own dead sister's boy, poor thing, and I ain't got the heart to lash him somehow. Every time I let him off, my conscience does hurt me so, and every time I hit him, my old heart most breaks. Well, oh well, man that is born of woman is of few days and full of trouble, as the scripture says, and I reckon it's so. He'll play hooky this evening, and Southwestern for afternoon. I'll just be obliged. Mark Twain wrote obliged as obleeged. I'll just be obliged to make him work tomorrow to punish him. It's mighty hard to make him work Saturdays when all the boys is having holiday, but he hates work more than he hates anything else, and I've got to do some of my duty by him, or I'll be the ruination of the child. Tom did play hooky, and he had a very good time. He got back home barely in season to help Jim, the small... Okay, I gotta stop here. So there's going to be... I didn't really... I thought this would be a problem with Huckleberry Finn, but there's going to be terms for the people who today we may call African Americans. They're going to be outdated terms in this, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want to hit any. So let's just, if you have any ideas, I don't get into a huge amount of trouble here. So let's just say let's be politically correct. This will be the politically correct version of Tom Sawyer. He got back home barely in season to help Jim, the small African American boy, saw next day's wood, and split the kindlings before supper. At least he was there in time to tell his adventures to Jim, while Jim did 3/4 of the work. Tom's younger brother, or rather half-brother, Sid, was already through with his part of the work, picking up chips, for he was a quiet boy and had no adventurous, troublesome ways. I gotta flip the page again. How are we doing on that sugar cane? Aye. Oh, and earlier I was like, yeah, this is totally not going to work. Earlier, I thought I was like showing the illustration, but like I totally wasn't. Like it was on my screen and I was scrolling past it, and then I forgot, well, no, you guys are only looking at this screen. Maybe I would be on safer ground with Pride and Prejudice. I may do that next time. Just another classic novel available on Project Gutenberg that I like. While Tom was eating his supper and stealing sugar as opportunity offered, Aunt Polly asked him questions that were full of guile and very deep, for she wanted to trap him into damaging revealments. Like many other simple-hearted souls, it was her pet vanity to believe she was endowed with a talent for dark and mysterious diplomacy, and she loved to contemplate her most transparent devices as marvels of low cunning. Said she, "Tom, it was middling warm in school, weren't it?" You see where she's getting. "Yes'm, powerful warm, weren't it? Yes'm. Didn't you want to go in a swimming, Tom?" A bit of a scare shot through Tom, a touch of uncomfortable suspicion. He searched Aunt Polly's face, but it told him nothing. So he said, No, well, not very much. The old lady reached out her hand and felt Tom's shirt and said, "But you ain't too warm now, though." And it flattered her to reflect that she had discovered that the shirt was dry without anybody knowing that that was what she had in her mind. But in spite of her, Tom knew where the wind lay now, so he forestalled what might be the next move. "Some of us pumped on our heads. Mine's damp yet, see?" Aunt Polly was vexed to think she had overlooked that bit of circumstantial evidence and missed a trick. Then she had a new inspiration. "Tom, you didn't have to undo your shirt collar where I sewed it to pump on your head, did you? Unbutton your jacket." The trouble vanished out of Tom's face. He opened his jacket. His shirt collar was securely sewed. "Bother. Well, go along with you. I'd made sure you'd played hooky and been a-swimming. But I forgive you, Tom. I reckon you're a kind of a singed cat, as the saying is. Better'n you look. This time." She was half sorry her sagacity, S-A-G-A-C-I-T-Y, had miscarried, and half glad that Tom had stumbled into obedient conduct for once. But Sidney said, "Well now, if I didn't think you sewed his collar with white thread, but it's black." Who needs a snitch? Oh, that's terrible. That is terrible. I guess Sydney's the half brother or something. What did it say? It said who Sydney was. Tom's younger brother, or rather half brother Sid. Okay, his younger half brother. Okay, well, obviously, you know, not on Tom's side on this one. "Why, I did sew it with white, Tom!" But Tom did not wait for the rest. As he went out at the door, he said, "Siddy, I'll lick you for that." In a safe place, Tom examined 2 large needles which were thrust into the lapels of his jacket. And he had thread bound about them. One needle carried white thread and the other black. He said, "She'd never noticed if it hadn't been for Sid. Confound it. Sometimes she sews it with white and sometimes she sews it with black. I wish to gee Minnie she'd stick to one or the other. I can't keep the run of 'em. But I bet you all lamb Sid for that. I'll learn him." He was not the model boy of the village. He knew the model boy very well, though, and loathed him. Within 2 minutes, or even less, he had forgotten all his troubles. Not because his troubles were one whit less heavy and bitter to him than a man's are to a man, but because a new and powerful interest bore them down and drove them out of his mind for the time, just as men's misfortunes are forgotten in the excitement of new enterprises. This new interest was a valued novelty in whistling, which he had just acquired from... Okay, now we've got a stronger antiquated term. So I think for this one, this being the politically correct edition, but to reflect that this is a stronger term, I was gonna say, you know, a word of BLACK, you know, I was gonna say that. I don't know if that's entirely safe, so maybe I'll stick with, but just to let you know that the stronger term is being used here. Okay, so which he had just acquired from an African American, and he was suffering to practice it undisturbed. It consisted in a peculiar bird-like turn, a sort of liquid warble, produced by touching the tongue to the roof of the mouth at short intervals in the midst of the music. The reader probably remembers how to do it, if he has ever been a boy. Diligence and attention soon gave him the knack of it, and he strode down the street with his mouth full of harmony and his soul full of gratitude. He felt much as an astronomer feels who has discovered a new planet. No doubt, as far as strong, deep, unalloyed pleasure is concerned, the advantage was with the boy, not the astronomer. Summer evenings were long. It was not dark yet. Presently, Tom checked his whistle. A stranger was before him, a boy a shade larger than himself. A newcomer of any age, or of either sex, was an impressive curiosity in the poor shabby little village of St. Petersburg. This boy was well dressed, too. Well dressed on a weekday. This was simply astounding. His cap was a dainty thing. His close-buttoned blue cloth roundabout was new and natty, and so were his pantaloons. He had shoes on, and it was only Friday. He even wore a necktie, a bright bit of ribbon. He had a citified air about him that ate into Tom's vitals. The more Tom stared at the splendid marvel, the higher he turned up his nose at his finery, and the shabbier and shabbier his own outfit seemed to him to grow. Neither boy spoke. If one moved, the other moved, but only sidewise, in a circle. They kept face to face and eye to eye all the time. Finally, Tom said, "I can lick you." "I'd like to see you try it." "Well, I can do it." "No, you can't either." "Yes, I can." "No, you can't." "I can." "You can't." Can't. An uncomfortable pause. Then Tom said, "What's your name?" "'Tisn't any of your business, maybe." "Well, I'll make it my business." "Well, why don't you?" "If you say much, I will." Okay, I gotta flip the page. Oh, and then of course, much. There now. "Oh, you think you're mighty smart, don't you? I could lick you with one hand tied behind me if I wanted to." "Why don't you do it? You say you can do it." "Well, I will if you fool with me." "Oh, yes, I've seen whole families in the same fix." "Smarty, you think you're some now, don't you? Oh, what a hat." "You can lump that hat if you don't like it. I dare you to knock it off, and anybody that'll take a dare will suck eggs." "You're a liar. You're another." "You're a fighting liar and doesn't take it up." Take a walk." "Say, if you give me much more of your sass, I'll take and bounce a rock off in your head." "Oh, of course you will." "Well, I will." "Well, why don't you do it then? Why do you keep saying you will for? Why don't you do it?" "It's because you're afraid." "I ain't afraid." "You are." "I ain't." "You are." Flip the page again. Another pause, and more eyeing and sidling around each other. Presently they were shoulder to shoulder. Tom said, "Get away from here." "Go away yourself." "I won't." "I won't either." So they stood, each with a foot placed at an angle as a brace, and both shoving with might and main, and glowering at each other with hate, but neither could get an advantage. After struggling till both were hot and flushed, each relaxed his strain with watchful caution, and Tom said, "You're a coward and a pup. I'll tell my big brother on you, and he can thrash you with his little finger, and I'll make him do it too." "What do I care for your big brother? I've got a brother that's bigger than he is, and what's more, he can throw him over that fence too." Both brothers were imaginary. "That's a lie. Your saying so don't make it so." Tom drew a line in the dust with his big toe and said, "I dare you to step over that, and I'll lick you till you can't stand up. Anybody that'll take a dare will steal sheep." The new boy stepped over promptly and said, "Now you said you'd do it, now let's see you do it." Don't you crowd me now, you better look out." "Well, you said you'd do it, why don't you do it?" "By jingo, for 2 cents I will do it." The new boy took 2 broad coppers out of his pocket and held them out with derision. Tom struck them to the ground. In an instant, both boys were rolling and tumbling in the dirt, gripped together like cats, and for the space of a minute they tugged and tore at each other's hair and clothes, punched and scratched each other's nose, and covered themselves with dust and glory. Presently, the confusion took form, and through the fog of battle, Tom appeared, seated astride the new boy, and pounding him with his fists. "Holler 'nuff," said he. The boy only struggled to free himself. He was crying, mainly from rage. "Holler 'nuff!" And the pounding went on. At last, the stranger got out a smothered "nuff," and Tom let him up and said, "Now that'll learn you. Better look out who you're fooling with next time." The new boy went off, brushing the dust from his clothes, sobbing, snuffling, and occasionally looking back and shaking his head, and threatening what he would do to Tom the next time he caught him out. To which Tom responded with jeers, and started off in high feather, and as soon as his back was turned, the new boy snatched up a stone, threw it, and hit him between the shoulders, and then turned tail and ran like an antelope. Oh, fish reference! We got a fish reference! You got to run like an antelope, out of control. Anyway, all right. Tom chased the traitor home, and thus found out where he lived. He then held a position at the gate for some time, daring the enemy to come outside, but the enemy only made faces at him through the window, and he declined. At last, the enemy's mother appeared, and called Tom a bad, vicious, vulgar child, and ordered him away. So he went away, but he said he loathed to lay for that boy. Oh, too soon. But I saw the bubbles. Okay. It's a bit of commentary. I would have intoned it, I'll tell my big brother on you. The reason I said big brother was distinguishing from Sid, but I forgot I didn't realize he was making up an imaginary big brother, so he wasn't distinguishing to the new stranger that he's got a big brother as opposed to his little half-brother. I can't believe Mark Twain stole from fish. I know, right? I know. You know, I mean, by this reasoning, all of the fish material should be out of copyright. So I should be able to sing all the fish songs that I want on stream, especially, while I'm fishing, right? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, no, I don't think it works that way, sadly. All right, so let's flip the page. He got home pretty late that night, and when he climbed cautiously in at the window, he uncovered an ambuscade in the person of his aunt. And when she saw the state his clothes were in, her resolution to turn his Saturday holiday into captivity at hard labor became adamantine in its firmness. Great language here. Chapter 2. Saturday morning was come, and all the summer was bright and fresh, and brimming with life. There was a song in every heart, and if the heart was young, the music issued at the lips. There was cheer in every face, and a spring in every step. The locust trees were in bloom, and the fragrance of the blossoms filled the air. Cardiff Hill, beyond the village and above it, was green with vegetation, and it lay just far enough away to seem a delectable land, dreamy, reposeful, and inviting. Tom appeared on the sidewalk with a bucket of whitewash and a long-handled brush. He surveyed the fence, and all gladness left him, and a deep melancholy settled down upon his spirit. 30 yards of board fence, 9 feet high. Life to him seemed hollow, and existence but a burden. Sighing, he dipped his brush and passed it along the topmost plank. Repeated the operation. Did it again. Compared the insignificant whitewashed streak with the far-reaching continent of unwhitewashed fence, and sat down on a tree box, discouraged. Jim came skipping out at the gate with a tin pail, and singing Buffalo Gals. Bringing water from the town pump had always been hateful work in Tom's eyes before, but now it did not strike him so. He remembered that there was company at the pump. White, mulatto, and well, even that's a strong term these days, and we're going to say mixed. White, mixed, and African American boys and girls were always there waiting their turns, resting, trading playthings, quarreling, fighting, skylarking. And he remembered that although the pump was only 150 yards off, Jim never got back with a bucket of water under an hour, and even then, somebody generally had to go after him. Tom said, "Say, Jim, I'll fetch the water if you'll whitewash some." Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bargain. Jim shook his head and said, "Can't, Mars Tom. Old Missus, she told me I got to go and get this water and not stop fooling around with anybody. See, she say she spec..." This is going to be difficult. I'm not going to, you know, I think first if I, yeah, and you know, how accurate could I be without getting in trouble here? So I'm just going to read it like it's written. She say she spec Mars Tom going to ax me to whitewash, and so she told me go along and tend to my own business. She'd tend to die. She lowed she'd tend to the whitewashing. Okay, so okay. So let me gotta read this again to figure out what he's saying. Okay. Okay, so the mistress of the house says, okay, she's got to go. Jim's got to go and get the water and not be like talking to people and stuff. And and she told Jim that she warned Jim that Jim would ask Jim. She warned Jim that Tom would ask Jim to whitewash, and so Aunt Polly was heading that off at the pass. Okay, so all right, so now Jim has just told this to Tom. "Oh, never you mind what she said, Jim. That's the way she always talks. Give me the bucket. I won't be gone only a minute. She won't ever know." "Oh, I dasn't, Mrs. Mars Tom. Old Missus said she'd take and tar the head off'n me. 'Deed she would. She never licks anybody. Whacks 'em over the head with her thimble. And who cares for that, I'd like to know. She talks awful, but talk don't hurt. Anyways, it don't if she don't cry. Jim, I'll give you a marvel. I'll give you a white alley." I have no idea what a white alley is. I might have to Wikipedia that one. Let's see. I don't want white alley marble. Okay, an alley. Oh, here we go. Cliff's Notes, full glossary for the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. All right. Anyway, it's a marble for shooting. Okay. So, "Jim, I'll give you a marvel. I'll give you a white alley." Jim began to waver. "White alley, Jim, and it's a bully taw." You could look that one up if you care. "My, that's a mighty gay." Okay, so another outdated vocabulary warning here. Gay used to mean like happy and George Reactions asks, "Can I be a mod?" Mod privileges are only given to special friends of the channel. And I'm not saying that, you know, people who are watching will never be special friends, but it's a serious privilege, and at the scale that things are right now, one mod is more than enough. I can tell you. But yeah, no, we've got one mod. We've got the best mod in the galaxy, I warrant, and I think they'll keep things well in hand. Anyway, where were we? Oh, you're the best. You know what? Truthfully, you are the best mod I've ever had. You probably will ever have, to make an actual compliment. I couldn't imagine a better mod. Yeah. Okay, where were we? "White alley, Jim, and it's a bully taw. My, that's a mighty gay marvel, I tell you." Okay, so what I was gonna say about the she retracted her own message. Okay, but so so gay in this sense is not directed at all at LGBT people. Back then it just meant happy, maybe kind of like sort of like fancy in a fun way. So yes, not without I suppose some reason that one word becomes another word. but yeah, no, like so he's just expressing, you know, how beautiful this white alley marble is, this marvelous white alley marble. So, my, that's a mighty gay marvel, I tell you. But Mars Tom, I's powerful fraid, old Mrs. And besides, if you will, I'll show you my sore toe. Jim was only human. This attraction was too much for him. He put down his pail, took the white alley, and bent over the toe with absorbing interest while the bandage was being unwound. In another moment, he was flying down the street with his pail and a tingling rear. Tom was whitewashing with vigor, and Aunt Polly was retiring from the field with a slipper in her hand and triumph in her eye. So she was she was waiting for that to happen. So anyway, that's just too much. And the illustration here with I'll show you I'll show you all the illustrations. Let's just go back a bit. Okay, so we had the front page of chapter 1 here. Tom at home. We have Aunt Polly beguiled. A good opportunity. This is when they were talking over supper. Who's afraid? This is when he meets the citified new strange boy. New boy who's a stranger. And here's Tom getting back in from after his tussle, and he was this is a good one. Ambuscade. It's like not just an ambush, it's a whole ambuscade. And so we got a picture of Jim, and Jim's running away, and Aunt Polly's there with her slipper, and she just gave Tom a whack, I presume. All right, let's get back to the game. But Tom's energy did not last. He began to think of the fun he had planned for this day, and his sorrows multiplied. Soon the free boys would come tripping along on all sorts of delicious expeditions, and they would make a world of fun for him having to work. The very thought of it burnt him like fire. He got out his worldly wealth and examined it. Bits of toys, marbles, and trash. Enough to buy an exchange of work, maybe, but not half enough to buy so much as a half an hour of pure freedom. So he returned his straitened means to his pocket, and gave up the idea of trying to buy the boys. At this dark and hopeless moment, an inspiration burst upon him. Nothing less than a great, magnificent inspiration. He took up his brush and went tranquilly to work. Ben Rogers hove in sight presently, the very boy of all boys, whose ridicule he had been dreading. Ben's gait was the hop, skip, and jump, proof enough that his heart was light and his anticipations high. He was eating an apple and giving a long, melodious whoop at intervals, followed by a deep-toned ding-dong-dong, ding-dong-dong, for he was personating a steamboat. Okay, I should make that ding-dong-dong, ding-dong-dong, for he was personating a steamboat. As he drew near, he slackened speed, took the middle of the street, leaned far over to starboard, and rounded to ponderously and with laborious pomp and circumstance, for he was personating the Big Missouri and considered himself to be drawing 9 feet of water. He was boat and captain and engine bells combined, so he had to imagine himself standing on his own hurricane deck, giving the orders and executing them. "Stop her, sir! Ting-a-ling-ling!" The headway ran almost out, and he drew up slowly toward the sidewalk. "Ship up to back! Ting-a-ling-ling!" His arms straightened and stiffened down his sides. "Set her back on the starboard! Ting-a-ling-ling! Chow! Chow! Chow!" I don't really know what's going on there. And also, I'm clipping the mic. Sorry, guys. His right hand, meantime, describing stately circles, for it was representing a 40-foot wheel. "Let her go back on the larboard! Ting-a-ling-ling! Chow, chow, chow!" The left hand began to describe circles. "Stop the starboard! Ting-a-ling-ling! Stop the larboard! Come aboard! Come ahead on the starboard! Stop her! Let your outside turn over slow! Ting-a-ling-ling! Chow! Get out that headline! Lively now! Come out with your spring line! What are you about there? Take a turn round that stump with the bite of it! Stand that stage now! Let her go! Done with the engine, sir! Ting-a-ling-ling! Shoot! Shoot! Shoot!" Trying the gauge cocks. Tom went on whitewashing, paid no attention to the steamboat. Ben stared a moment and then said, "Hi-yi! You're up a stump, ain't you?" No answer. Tom surveyed his last touch with the eye of an artist. Then he gave his brush another gentle sweep and surveyed the result, as before. Ben ranged up alongside of him. Tom's mouth watered for the apple, but he stuck to his work. Ben said, "Hello, old chap. Got to work, eh?" Tom wheeled suddenly and said, "Why, it's you, Ben. I weren't noticing." "Say, I'm going in a swimming, I am. Don't you wish you could? But of course, you'd druther work, wouldn't you? Of course you would." Tom contemplated the boy a bit and said, "What do you call work?" "Why, ain't that work?" Tom resumed his whitewashing and answered carelessly, "Well, maybe it is, and maybe it ain't. All I know is, it suits Tom Sawyer." "Oh, come now. You don't mean to let on that you like it?" The brush continued to move. "Like it? Oh, I don't see why I oughtn't to like it. Does a boy get a chance to whitewash a fence every day?" That put the thing in a new light. Ben stopped nibbling his apple. Tom swept his brush daintily back and forth, stepped back to note the effect, added a touch here and there, criticized the effect again, Ben watching every move and getting more and more interested, more and more absorbed. Presently he said, "Say, Tom, let me whitewash a little." Tom considered, was about to consent, but he altered his mind. No, I reckon it wouldn't hardly do, Ben. You see, Aunt Polly's awful particular about this fence, right here on the street, you know. But if it was the back fence, I wouldn't mind, and she wouldn't. Yes, she's awful particular about this fence. It's got to be done very careful. I reckon there ain't one boy in 1,000, maybe 2,000, that can do it the way it's got to be done. No, is that there's still the Indian Act, for example, and especially in the United States, they tend to go a little more use of that term than there is in Canada, and this was written in the United States and also a long time ago. But I'm going to use the term Native American in its place because I'm reading this in 2021. What you say in your head when you read is up to you. However, I have to, because they're just going to get. Somebody's just going to get clips of me out of context, saying words, and my political career will be over. Also, probably more likely the bots will Not that this is demonetized, but you know what I mean. Well, actually, nothing on my channel is monetized. You might see ads, but I don't get any of the money. So I may start up a new channel where I'll try to go for monetization right away, because I've got stuff on, this is my personal channel, and I've got stuff that probably isn't really like advertiser friendly, like you know, certain advocacy videos, let's say. So and certain polemics, we'll also say. So anyway, so Ben, I'd like to, honest Native American, but Aunt Polly, well, Jim wanted to do it, but she wouldn't let him. Sid wanted to do it, and she wouldn't let Sid. Now, don't you see how I'm fixed? If you was to tackle this fence, and anything was to happen to it, oh, shucks, I'll be just as careful. Now, let me try. Say, I'll give you the core of my apple. Well, here. No, Ben, now don't. I'm afeard. I'll give you all of it. Tom gave up the brush with reluctance in his face, but alacrity in his heart. And while the late steamer Big Missouri worked and sweated in the sun, the retired artist sat on a barrel in the shade close by, dangled his legs, munched his apple, and planned the slaughter of more innocents. There was no lack of material. Boys happened along every little while. They came to jeer, but remained to whitewash. By the time Ben was fagged out, Tom had traded the next chance to Billy Fisher for a kite, in good repair, and when he played out, Johnny Miller bought in for a dead rat and a string to swing it with, and so on, hour after hour. And when the middle of the afternoon came, from being a poor poverty-stricken boy in the morning, Tom was literally rolling in wealth. He had, besides the things before mentioned, 12 marbles, part of a... So this is just what it says. A Jew's harp. I suppose it's a harp associated with Jewish people. A piece of blue bottle glass to look through, a spool cannon, a key that wouldn't unlock anything, a fragment of chalk, a glass stopper of a decanter, a tin soldier, a couple of tadpoles, 6 firecrackers, a kitten with only one eye, a brass doorknob, a dog collar, but no dog, the handle of a knife, 4 pieces of orange peel, and a dilapidated old window sash. What are we doing on the sugar cane anyway? We're getting on to the 3s. We're getting there. I could just bone meal some. You can bone meal sugar cane in Bedrock. He had had a nice, good idle time all the while, plenty of company, and the fence had 3 coats of whitewash on it. If he hadn't run out of whitewash, he would have bankrupted every boy in the village. Tom said to himself that it was not such a hollow world after all. He had discovered a great law of human action without knowing it, namely, that in order to make a man or a boy covet a thing, it is only necessary to make the thing difficult to attain. If he had been a great and wise philosopher, like the writer of this book, he would now have comprehended that work consists of whatever a body is obliged to do, and that play consists of whatever a body is not obliged to do. And this would help him to understand why constructing artificial flowers or performing on a treadmill is work, while rolling 10 pins or climbing Mont Blanc is only amusement. There are wealthy gentlemen in England who drive 4-horse passenger coaches 20 or 30 miles on a daily line in the summer because the privilege costs them considerable money. But if they were offered wages for the service, that would turn it into work, and then they would resign. The boy mused a while over the substantial change which had taken place in his worldly circumstances, and then wended toward headquarters to report. You know, that's something I always want to, like, be like a driver, but like a low stakes driver. Like, I want to deliver like small things that aren't like super valuable, and like nobody really cares like which day they get there, but it's nice when they arrive. So I'd love to be like somebody who who takes like interlibrary loan books between libraries, or like interbranch loans between libraries. I'd love that job if that existed. Although the thing is though that I'm in a remote area. The libraries are very far apart, and postage for books, because it's at a special rate for libraries sending books to each other, is very reasonable. So, and there's even like software for, so it's like web software. It's kind of janky, like all web software. In fact, it was kind of janky today. I heard tell that addresses of other libraries weren't available. That can be tricky. And who wants to sit down and enter like the addresses for like 40 different books going to different libraries manually? That's not fun. Anyway, but I mean, you still have to like put the labels on the packaging and like seal them up and put them out for the mailman. It's a lot of work. But I would just want to be the person that like, just picks up like a plastic bin of books for like each library and then just drives it to each library. I would have fun doing that. But, the libraries would need to be much closer together than they are. The nearest library to me is like, it's a good hour, 45 minutes away. So that's a long way. Well, we're getting there. I wonder if light levels would help. I might just hop in the bed to skip the night. Also, this guy's in. Okay, just sleeping in it kicked him out. All right. That's a perpetually unemployed supernumerary villager. So I'm not. Anyway, we're in peaceful mode, so it's not like he's going to get eaten by zombies anyway. And villagers don't get attacked by phantoms. Anyway, so where were we? About the thing about the making things difficult to attain. I don't think that's all there is to it. Like, or I guess, I don't know. Like. I guess, like if you're interested in that type of thing, it may help. Like for instance, like let's say there's for an example of a very rare thing, the prototype Sony, it was like a Super Nintendo add-on. It was going to be a Super Nintendo add-on to have a CD-ROM interface to it. So like if you've got like the Sony prototype of this device that it either attaches to a Super Nintendo or it's its own thing that takes Super Nintendo controllers. I kind of forget the details. Ben Heck did some videos on them. So if you want to search Ben Heck and Super Nintendo CD-ROM, you should find them. So Ben Heck did some videos on this, but like there's only like the one. Like it's as far as I know, it's one of a kind. Because like the others were destroyed. So that's an example of a rare thing. And I think it sold at auction for a fancy price. But so that is difficult to retain, but you're not going to be difficult to attain or obtain. Okay, so just a little difference here. Attain has the connotation of achievement in it. Obtain is more you're just talking about like, getting something. So I guess like attain means the same thing as obtain, but there's the idea of merit behind it. It's like you've done something to make yourself deserving of this thing. Okay, so this rare thing, this Super Nintendo add-on prototype, the only people who are going to be interested in it are the people who are like into retro tech or into like old video game tech or like big Super Nintendo fans. Like it's going to be kind of those kind of people, I would think, more so than just like, you know, random folks with means, you know. So I mean, if they're really super rich, then it's not difficult for them to attain. So I would say there's a certain like domain of what you're interested in also applies to rarity of a thing. I don't think just, you know, merely making something limited production makes something interesting. That being said, making something limited production can certainly make something more interesting. So I would grant that. My birthday present. Yes. Well, we all know what happened with Gollum and his birthday present. So appeals to birthdays will fall on deaf ears on this channel, I'm afraid. But thanks for asking. All right, so let's get back to the story here. Bridget Gutenberg. So this is after Tom's gotten the whitewashing done for him. Chapter 3. Tom presented himself before Aunt Polly, who was sitting by an open window in a pleasant rearward apartment, which was bedroom, breakfast room, dining room, and library combined. The balmy summer air, the restful quiet, the odor of the flowers, and the drowsing murmur of the bees had their effect, and she was nodding over her knitting, for she had no company but the cat, and it was asleep in her lap. Her spectacles were propped up on her gray head for safety. She had thought that, of course, Tom had deserted long ago, and she wondered at seeing him place himself in her power again in this intrepid way. He said, "Mayn't I go and play now, Aunt?" "What, I'm ready? How much have you done?" "What, already? How much have you done?" "It's all done, Aunt." "Tom, don't lie to me. I can't bear it." "I ain't, Aunt. It is all done." Aunt Polly placed small trust in such evidence. She went out to see for herself, and she would have been content to find 20% of Tom's statement true. When she found the entire fence whitewashed, and not only whitewashed, but elaborately coated and recoated, and even a streak added to the ground, her astonishment was almost unspeakable. She said, "Oh, I never. There's no getting round to it. You can work when you're a mind to, Tom." And then she diluted the compliment by adding, "But it's powerful seldom you're a mind to, I'm bound to say. Well, go along and play, but mind you get back sometime in a week or I'll tan you." She was so overcome by the splendor of his achievement that she took him into the closet and selected a choice apple and delivered it to him, along with an improving lecture upon the added value and flavor a treat took to itself when it came without sin through virtuous effort. And while she closed with a happy scriptural flourish, he hooked a donut. Then he skipped out and saw Sid just starting up the outside stairway that led to the back rooms on the second floor. Clods were handy, and the air was full of them in a twinkling. They raged around Sid like a hailstorm, and before Aunt Polly could collect her surprised faculties and sally to the rescue, 6 or 7 clods had taken personal effect, and Tom was over the fence and gone. There was a gate, but as a general thing, he was too crowded for time to make use of it. His soul was at peace, now that he had settled with Sid for calling attention to his black thread and getting him into trouble. Tom is interested in looking out for his own interest, but he's also kind of not the greatest at looking out for his own interest, because he might have just let well enough alone with Sid just then, you know. Don't waste all the goodwill from his aunt, you know. That's my interpretation there. You know, also, like, revenge is costly. Yeah, there's a great illustration here, paying off. He's one thing, well, there's a few things I don't like about this UWP, you know, version of Minecraft, and one thing is that it, like, everything disappears, like, when it's full screen, and then, like, I do something else in the monitor that it's on, it's like it can't handle it. It's like, why can't I just drag something over this window? Maybe there's, like, problems with, like, the resolution. Maybe it's not really at the same resolution as the desktop that it's over is. Maybe it's something like that. Anyway, so Danielle Alexandra writes, "Owa, owa," and that's yeah, that's appropriate. Sid is probably like, "Ow, ow," you know. So, and I see she's also been busy. She's been busy with her moderation duties. So good modding. Good modding over there. All right, so hey, let's scroll down a bit. Tom skirted the block and came round into a muddy alley that led by the back of his aunt's cow stable. He presently got safely beyond the reach of capture and punishment and hastened toward the public square of the village, where two military companies of boys had met for conflict, according to previous appointment. Tom was general of one of these armies, Joe Harper, a bosom friend, general of the other. These two great commanders did not condescend to fight in person, that being better suited to the still smaller fry, but sat together on an eminence and conducted the field operations by orders delivered through aides-de-camp. Tom's army won a great victory after a long and hard-fought battle. Then the dead were counted, prisoners exchanged, terms of the next disagreement agreed upon, and the day for the necessary battle appointed, after which the armies fell into line and marched away, and Tom turned homeward alone. Well, we got another illustration here. After the battle. Right. Oh, it interrupts the sound, too. I think we missed a catch. Okay. As he was passing by the house where Jeff Thatcher lived, he saw a new girl in the garden. A lovely little blue-eyed creature with yellow hair plaited into two long tails, white summer frock, and embroidered pantalettes. The fresh-crowned hero fell without firing a shot. A certain Amy Lawrence vanished out of his heart and left not even a memory of herself behind. He had thought he loved her to distraction. He had regarded his passion as adoration, and behold, it was only a poor little evanescent partiality. He had been months winning her. She had confessed hardly a week ago. He had been the happiest and the proudest boy in the world only 7 short days. And here, in one instant of time, she had gone out of his heart like a casual stranger whose visit is done. He worshipped this new angel with furtive eye, till he saw that she had discovered him. Then he pretended he did not know she was present, and began to show off in all sorts of absurd boyish ways in order to win her admiration. He kept up this grotesque foolishness for some time, but by and by, while he was in the midst of some dangerous gymnastic performances, he glanced aside and saw that the little girl was wending her way toward the house. Tom came up to the fence and leaned on it, grieving, and hoping she would tarry yet a while longer. She halted a moment on the steps and then moved toward the door. Tom heaved a great sigh as she put her foot on the threshold. But his face lit up right away, for she tossed a pansy over the fence a moment before she disappeared. Aww. So here's the new girl, and here's Tom showing off. The boy ran around and stopped within a foot or two of the flower, and then shaded his eyes with his hand and began to look down street as if he had discovered something of interest going on in that direction. Presently, he picked up a straw and began trying to balance it on his nose. Actually, I'm gonna go sleep. Notice it's night. I think it slows down the sugar cane. I'm not sure, but yeah, we've only got a little more to go. Okay. Where were we? He began to look down the street as if he had discovered something of interest going on in that direction. Presently, he picked up a straw and began trying to balance it on his nose, with his head tilted far back. And as he moved from side to side in his efforts, he edged nearer and nearer toward the pansy. Finally, his bare foot rested upon it. His plaint toes closed upon it, and he hopped away with his treasure and disappeared round the corner. Okay, so he's trying not to look too interested, so that's why he's playing that little game. But only for a minute. Only while he could button the flower inside his jacket, next his heart, or next his stomach possibly, for he was not much posted in anatomy, and not hypercritical anyway. He returned, now, and hung about the fence till nightfall, showing off, as before, but the girl never exhibited herself again, though Tom comforted himself a little with the hope that she had been near some window meantime, and been aware of his attentions. Finally, he strode home reluctantly, with his poor head full of visions. All through supper, his spirits were so high that his aunt wondered what had got into the child. He took a good scolding about clodding Sid, and did not seem to mind it in the least. He tried to steal sugar under his aunt's very nose, and got his knuckles rapped for it. He said, "Aunt, you don't whack Sid when he takes it. Well, Sid don't torment a body the way you do. You'd be always into that sugar if I weren't watching you." Presently, she stepped into the kitchen, and Sid, happy in his immunity, reached for the sugar bowl, a sort of glorying over Tom, which was well nigh unbearable. But Sid's fingers slipped, and the bowl dropped and broke. Tom was in ecstasies, such ecstasies that he even controlled his tongue and was silent. He said to himself that he would not speak a word, even when his aunt came in, but would sit perfectly still till she asked who did the mischief, and then he would tell. And there would be nothing so good in the world as to see that pet model catch it. He was so brimful of exultation that he could hardly hold himself when the old lady came back and stood above the wreck, discharging lightnings of wrath from over her spectacles. He said to himself, "Now it's coming." And the next instant he was sprawling on the floor. The potent palm was uplifted to strike again when Tom cried out, "Hold on now! What are you belting me for? Sid broke it." Aunt Polly paused, perplexed, and Tom looked for healing pity. But when she got her tongue again, she only said, "Umph. Well, you didn't get a lick amiss, I reckon. You been into some other audacious mischief when I wasn't around, like enough." So she believes him, but she doesn't really regret it. Then her conscience reproached her, and she yearned to say something kind and loving, but she judged that this would be construed into a confession that she had been in the wrong. Ooh, we got a saddle. And discipline forbade that, so she kept silence. Actually, how's my inventory doing? Get anything good? Oh man, luck of the C3? I should be fishing with that, but look how weak it is. Like, there's hardly anything left in it. So what I really need is like an anvil and a fresh fishing rod. So actually, I think I will go do that. In fact, I will do that RFN. Okay, so let's make an anvil. I need some iron. Do I have enough iron to make an anvil? Probably not. 3 9s are 27. Anvils are kind of expensive. Okay, I need 3 iron blocks and then 3 more nuggets. So I don't have enough iron. But I wonder if I should go mine for some right now. In fact, I think I will. And maybe by the time I get back. Because, I mean, Luck of the C3, that's... I should be using that. And we need an anvil anyway. To combine... Do some combos. Let's see here. Somebody's got a tip. Whoops. Hold Alt F4 for a stack of diamonds. It were... just FYI, I have a diploma in information technology, and I've been into computers since, gosh, I was in grade 4 when we got our first IBM PC, so that would have been like 1991. Yeah, like winter 91, 92 is when we first got it, and yeah, so yeah, no, you can't fool me about that kind of stuff. Let's see. Hold Alt F4 for a stack of diamonds. And actually, what I need right now is iron. Oh, my inventory's too full to be going going caving. What am I thinking? Let's organize inventory first. Anyway, my moderator's response is also very funny. How long have I been muted? I've been muted for like half an hour maybe. Anyway, so I've been muted for a while and haven't noticed. And I was talking about lots of random things, and we'll never know now, but how much of the story I missed. I might have muted like even when I was still reading Tom Sawyer. Oh dear. Okay. Well, at least we still had game audio. But yeah, what am I trying to do here? Trying to find some iron so I can make an anvil, because it's time to make a better fishing rod that has luck of the sea. And we're just about finished growing our sugar cane, and we've got lots of leather. Well, we've got lots of cows, and we'll be making our bookcases soon. Well, at least, you know, someday when I'll have like an audience, somebody will comment, "How come he's not talking?" And then we'll know. So well, you know, I can't, you know, blame you really for, you know, because I mean, you know, why would you think anything was wrong? And, you know, you're not going to want to like listen to me being like super delayed. Gosh, I could have been drinking water this whole time. Let me do so. Stay hydrated, folks. Oh, and another thing that happens, I press the button. I think what happened was I probably did press the mute button on my Yeti intending to unmute, but like it doesn't always register that I pressed it. I think that's what happened. Because just when I went to unmute just now, it didn't unmute on the first press. And what do I got? 6 iron. Actually, I needed to get up to 27. Okay, so I have enough for the blocks, and then I just needed 3 more. Okay, so I could go back now. Unless I want to keep trying for diamond. Let's just dig a little further. Let's go for diamond. No Alt F4 necessary. Oh, I think I did respond to that joke, and I said that you know, you're not gonna fool me with that, because I've been into computers a long time. Yeah, when I was in 4th grade in the winter of 1991, yeah, it would have been the winter of 1990-91 when I was in grade 4. my father brought home old, like an OG IBM PC with like dual 5 1/4 floppy drives. So I guess the model number was IBM 5150, but I'm not 100% sure. And I think it had 256K of RAM, maybe. No more than that, certainly. And then, so that was back when, like, you know, how much RAM you had was a big deal. Like, I mean, it's like today it's like, oh, do I have 8 gigabytes or 16 gigabytes or 4 gigabytes? But like, but you can still do things with all of those RAM configurations. Like if you had 2 gigs, you know, things would be kind of chuggy, but like you can still do stuff. Like we're not like running into situations where should I go empty my inventory or make blocks of redstone? Can I do that? I need a crafting table. Okay. Connor the Creator, hi. You missed half an hour of me with the microphone muted. Well, thank you for doing that. Hope you did it out of a sincere enjoyment. Bedrock edition. Yeah. Yeah. It's oh, thank you. Gosh. You're saying all the right things. I mean, are you sure you're not a bot there, Connor? I don't, you know, I just, gosh, you know. Anyway, about memory, like, you know, like even my mother said, you know, are there programs like for this PC for like 256K? Like even if my mother knows about like the limitations of memory of various computers, then you know it was definitely a thing that was in the popular consciousness of the time. And even my aunt asked a funny question, and I didn't understand what it meant when she asked, but I was starting to get like really fascinated with the computer, and then my aunt asked me, "Is it Apple compatible?" And you know, that was actually a good question to ask. Answer is no. Very much in the what's his name that does the history of the world, history of Japan videos? The no, it's not Apple compatible. I didn't know that at the time though. Yeah, I'm Canadian too. Yeah. What part of Canada are you from? I am coming to you live from the Pacific Coast. I like country. Yeah, Bill Wirtz. Thank you. I love country music and dogs. Yeah, I'm not a big, like, I'm not a huge country fan. Oh, you're from BC too. Okay. Yeah. Right on. I'm not, like, to be clear, I'm not from BC. Like I'm from the Maritimes. I was born in PEI and lived in Nova Scotia for many years. My mom's family's from Cape Breton, and my father's family's from PEI, but I've been on the West Coast since or Wet Coast, am I right? Haha. Since July 2017. So I have my BC driver's license and all that stuff. I'm a BC resident, but I wouldn't say like I'm from here, if you know what I mean. What am I hopping around here for anyway? Oh yeah, I came up to clean my inventory. Got distracted talking about memory and BC and all that good stuff. Do you mind me asking, like, you know, I mean, you don't have to like give your address or anything, but like, what region of BC are you from? Are you from like the Peace region? It's kind of like a interprovincial area between BC and Alberta. Peace River. I do daily vlogs, and I'm a daily vlogger on my main channel. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, yeah, so let's empty this inventory. 64, 64, 64, 64 stacks of cobblestone that I don't need. Full-time YouTuber. Wow. Oh, good for you. It's not... All right. Okay, well, let's cook up this ore. Honest. All right, let's go back. Good enough for Kelowna. I've not had the fortune of being into Kelowna. My traveling companion and I made it down to Osoyoos, and we were considering going, like we'd crossed the Highway 3 from the Lower Mainland to, which I guess would go through Princeton, and we got to Osoyoos. And I do want to go to Kelowna. I mean, it's the largest BC city that I've never been to. But just at the time, there was an outbreak, if you know what I mean, last summer. So we decided to keep heading east. We went all the way to. We went all the way across to like Cranbrook and even like the Alberta border, and then we went up through the East Kootenays to Radium Hot Springs, and then into the national parks. I think it's this way. I was just digging. I usually put the torches up on the left as I go, so. I volunteer at the country station in Kelowna. Okay. Well, that sounds like fun. What do you do there? Yeah, I do have a very fortunate traveling companion. We put a lot of miles on in that summer vacation. I mean, it's like about a week and a half of driving around. We went everywhere. We went from the north, like the north coast, all the way down, through the interior to. Well, we first went out east all the way to Tetejean-Cache and came down Highway 5, through Kamloops and ultimately to Vancouver. We went to Vancouver Island, and then we came back across southern BC, and then made our way back up through the parks, and then back across northern BC again. A lot of miles. I do files and clean. Okay. Well, somebody's got to do it. It's kind of like with a lot of those things, volunteer at Restore. Oh, like tech stuff. That'd be kind of fun. It's funny, like there's a lot of stuff where you get paid in prestige. Like it's so it's kind of like, you want to intern at a radio station, not because it's going to be like immediately lucrative, but maybe it'll hook you up with other alternative opportunities. And also it's cool to say you work at a radio station, or even volunteer and do stuff. do want to keep going for diamonds, so let's just take that stone pickaxe. We'll just get one more little push here. I definitely wanted to go to Free Geek in on East Hastings Street. I think that's where it is in Vancouver. While we were there, but you know, it was closed due to the endemic panday, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, 26. Oh, that's a good age. When I was 26, I went. That's when I went overseas. So maybe when this pandemic clears up. Oh, I said it. I'm going to be demonetized. You know, you might want to do something like you know, teach English abroad. It could be quite interesting. And you don't want to be like too old to do it. So if it's something you want to do, you probably want to do it sooner rather than later. Birthdays on March 7th, 20. So I was just reading that and just thinking, gosh, you know, I could talk about my birthday, but then I just realized, you know, I'm really kind of doxing myself there. So I don't, not that it's like a secret, but I don't want to make things too easy for people. So I'm totally not one of those people that's like paranoid about my anonymity. And I'm on a channel right now that has my real name totally in it. So like, you know, I'm from the age where people would, like, you know, write letters to the newspaper editor, and, you know, they'd have their real name and where they live in it, and everybody knows everybody. And yeah, that we were to the Burnaby IKEA, I believe. But yeah, it was. I enjoyed the experience. There is an IKEA in Halifax now, but I've never been to it. I've been to Calgary once. My cousin lives there. And also my mom's friend used to spend the winters in Airdrie, and in the spring, she and her dog, and ideally someone else to share the driving with, would drive back to Cape Breton. And it was 2017. 2017, I was duly appointed to share the driving, so I flew out to Calgary and helped her drive back to Cape Breton. Well, actually, I only went as far as Truro. I got off in Truro, mainland Nova Scotia, but the idea being to get her back to Cape Breton. Okay. Yeah, I don't know a lot about Airdrie, but you know, I went for like a walk in some kind of park or trail of some kind when I was there. I think it would be I'm not sure if I'd want to like you know, commute to Calgary every day. Like but it's like a good kind of place to live where you're kind of like at arm's length from the city, so it's like all there when you need it. But maybe you have like, you know, I don't know, you're in a place that's like a little quieter than the Big Smoke. I don't want to use. All right, let's go back. Officially, we did not find diamonds. Hey, bows, Danielle. No, we don't need to go asking you know, off kilter questions, let's say. Hey, well, we got more iron ore anyway, so that's definitely solved. And when I first discovered this shift clicking to shuttle stuff back and forth, man, big game changer. If people wonder what I'm doing. Hey, this is officially a non-exotic proclivity channel. Just, you know, we don't need to talk about things like that. Let's just keep it nice and, you know, I'm not gonna say like I'm not like. Yeah, no, well, I'm already non-monetized, so there's no demonetizing to do because I'm not monetized, but yeah, I want to keep things. How is Anthro Art banned? Okay. Well. No, you know what? Like I was actually a fan of a Anthro Art webcomic for a while. I forget what it was called. I think it was Gene Catlow. Yeah, Gene Catlow was what it was called. I liked it. I mean, like, no, I'm not against like anthropomorphic art at all. Like, I just but the Rainforest Conference is a particularly poor example. You know, I don't know. What's the distinction? It's like there's a difference between BronyCon, Anthrocon. Well, I don't know about either of those. Okay, where were we? Getting distracted here. Let's put the coal and flint away, and let's make that anvil. Okay, and with this anvil going, we are going to make a better fishing rod. I would love for there to be a quick con. But we shouldn't like it actually should exclude the ostensible subject of the con. Like, I know that's cruel and heartless, but well, there'd have to be two cons. There'd be like a con for people who want to get up close and personal, and there'd be like another one for people who don't. It'd have two separate venues, and like one of them would be secret. That's how it would work. Yeah. Want to collab on Minecraft together? Well, this is kind of like a solo challenge, so I'm kind of doing this. I'm kind of doing this all by my lonesome. But you know, I enjoy talking to people and stuff. You know. But yeah, no. Like, I mean, if you have, well, thank you. I appreciate the offer of help. I'm just figuring things out here. You know. Let's see. All right, so I need to make another fishing rod. Well, let's do that. I think we need sticks and we need string. Okay, so we got a brand new fishing rod. Just like exhaust the rest of this one for giggles, I suppose, if we wanted to. Because it's not worth anviling together. I will support your channel. I see. You just imagine, I can just picture it in like Emperor Palpatine's voice. You will support my channel. Not that you meant it like that. Just... $100K subs? I think the way to get subs is you just gotta make the content. Like you just gotta put good content out there, whatever it is. And I'm not saying that this is good content necessarily. It was just something I kind of just got inspired to do, just sort of in a fit when the existence of this seed got announced. Oh. That's interesting. Right. There's probably actually like now that I think of it, there's probably a lot of ASL content on YouTube. And I never even thought of that, because of course I'm not the target. I don't understand ASL, but like YouTube must be an incredible way for for the like especially the deaf, but like other users of ASL to connect. So it's you know, because like it's, you know, you can be in front of a webcam and you can use sign language. So oh gosh, no, I'm not. Oh, I just think it's interesting. Oh, okay. Oh, so I see what you're saying. So you can. So you can talk, but it's just not something you do all the time. That well, I mean, if you're having you know, problems with people you know, saying unkind things, that could be a busy job. You know what? There's no law of the universe that says I have to completely use up this fishing rod. That's kind of a nonsense task. Let's just make something good. Okay. Luck of the sea. Ordinary fishing rod. Okay, so which way are we gonna go? That way it costs 12 levels. Holy smokes. Go this way. 2 levels. So yeah, always make sure that you're getting the best deal. Okay. What are we gonna call this? Call this the Lucky Lure. I don't have lure on it yet though. Oh, I know. Well, although people will think I mean like fishing as in like trying to like steal personal information. But I just mean like fish as in the band. Let's see. I just call it fish. Let's. I think this is a good old classic name, and I can change it later if I need to. That's pretty good. I think that's as good as Luck of the Sea gets. So I just need like lure to like make things faster. But Luck of the Sea means I'm gonna get the good stuff. So that's what I want. I think in my Minecraft in the Morning survival world, I ended up oh, you know what? I could also get lure, because I could make another fishing rod. Talk about getting distracted from the real prize, right? Let's make some sticks. Still got our string. Make another fishing rod. We'll throw it on. Oh yeah, so let's do our enchantment finally. I think it's time. Oh, yeah. PS4, well, you know, IBX Toycat himself plays on I think it's PS4. Or is it Xbox One? I think he plays on Xbox One. Console, anyway. Okay, so I need to have 135 or more sugarcane. Okay, I think I'm good, because that gets me to 128, 138, I get 140. Okay, so I got enough sugarcane. Now for the leather. You may want to look away for this. Let's just see, how much leather do I have? $11. Okay, so I need 34 more. Let me get in there. So I'm gonna have to do something like this. Alright, that's enough, I believe. Yeah. All right. See you later, Connor. Thanks for coming on. Yeah. It was nice meeting you too. So right, let's actually make the bookshelves. First I gotta make books. And I need the paper. Okay, so first I gotta make the paper. Here we go. Well, I'm non-committal at this point. I just no, but I wish you the very best of luck. All right. Paper, and we need a book. Okay, and now we need bookshelves, for which we need more wood. Let's take down some trees. Let's make an axe. No, stone axe. There we go. I can take the... Where are my shears? Okay, so this is going to be 6 planks per bookcase. Kind of underestimated this. So it's going to be 15 by 6 planks. Oh, William, you should know this. 15 twos are 30. So 90 planks. So that's a lot of planks. That's keeping on going, chopping down these trees, that's for sure. It's like lava under here somewhere. Anyway. Okay, more planks. Okay, so now I think I have enough. Yes, I do. I have just enough. Yay! 15 bookshelves. Which we will be leaving here. If tragedy strikes, we'll be able to enchant again. Like, let's say I like fall in the lava and like lose all my stuff. Like, yeah. So we're leaving it here for sure. Oh, for crying out loud! Do I lose my bookshelf by? Do I need to like silk touch the bookshelf? Is that how this works? Ugh, you know what? Yeah, now I'm one short. Great. Hooray. Well, we just need like one more piece of sugar cane to get the required paper. Now, what is the bookshelf recipe? Table. Okay, I'm good for books. I just need more planks. Okay. Alright, that's not so bad. I didn't lose any books. Alright. Okay. There we go. It's fully leveled up. This isn't the only configuration, but it's the simplest one. The only one that gets you to max level. So, I thought I was going to put lapis in there. Guess I didn't. Alright, well. Got a fishing rod and a diamond pickaxe. Let's see. Silk Touch 1, which I do not want. I want to have fortune for my daily driver. And efficiency 3 is not good enough. I want 4. And you can't get 5. You could get 5 right off if you had like a netherite pickaxe, but a diamond is not enchantable enough, apparently. But I don't really need efficiency 5, but I would like 4. Well, let's see what the fishing rod has to give. Luck of the Sea 2, which I already have. And Unbreaking 1, yeah, no. So this is the part I don't like about enchanting. That the enchantments are kind of like whatever. I mean, like, I could use a Silk Touch pickaxe. Like, it's not like... not like I don't want Silk Touch. But it's not going to be the one for my daily driver. So what you could do is you can like place down some torches and like sort of like change the level that it gives you. Change the... And you might get a different enchantment. What's going on here? Yeah. Iron's pretty enchantable. I mean, like, I could put, you know, soul speed or something on these boots, maybe. Just to get an enchantment. Roll it through. Horns 2. Unbreaking 3, I'll take that. Sure, why not? So I have durable boots now. Okay. Fortune 3. I want that. That is exactly what I want. That's what we're here for. Okay. I want to put mending on it too, but we still have to get mending. Luck of the Sea 3. Okay, so Fortune 3. Unbreaking 3. Okay, good, good. We don't have efficiency on it, but that's good. That's good. So we're gonna need another pickaxe to get efficiency. But we did definitely want Fortune 3 on Breaking 3. So that means that we're gonna be heading into the mines once again. But you fishing rod. Anything new? On Breaking 3, I mean, that's nice. Gotta get up to level 30. Okay, well let's get that. I should also see what the pickaxe enchantment is too, though. Okay, well, I said I was going to be reading Tom Sawyer, but I don't know where I left off. And my throat is kind of getting... like, I've done a lot of talking. So, I think I'm just going to rest and sip my water. Kind of hoping to get an ending book this way, but I definitely want to have lure to speed this up. I guess I have a blank book. I mean, I could get a librarian and a bunch of emeralds and trade for it. Desert Village would be a good place to do that. There's a lot of villagers in that village. I'm pretty sure there's a librarian. And break his work site over and over again until he offers mending. Oh, it's a solo stream, but thank you for asking. Just trying to get this beaten at some point. But first, I need a fancy pickaxe to make the 25,000 blocks through the Nether go faster. All right, we hit level 30 again. So let's check the enchantments. Just see what it would be. I'm not going to enchant this pickaxe. on breaking 3. Well, I already got that, so I'm not gonna do that, but I might do this. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Lure 3, okay, that's nice. Lure has 3 levels, okay. Or maybe it has more. How many Minecraft? Minecraft Lure. Yeah, maximum level 3. Goody goody. And Luck of the Sea 3. Okay, so basically I've got like, I mean, like, unless you want to put like mending or something on the fishing rod, I think we're pretty well set. I do have a mending fishing rod in my other world, but it's very nice, as you might imagine. 21! Holy smokes. Oh, I can't even go that way. Oh, because it's like Luck of the Sea plus Luck of the Sea. You can't do that, but I can do... Wait a minute, there's no point in doing this. This... this already has... There's absolutely no point in whatsoever. All I'm doing is giving it another name. Okay, so... Alright then. In that case, you can go to the museum. Could, like, disenchant it, really, if I had a grindstone. Wood, sticks, and a stone slab. And to get a stone slab, to make up some stone. God, I need 3. 3 to get 6, but still. Okay. Slabs. Even wood. I really shouldn't use the grindstone on it. I mean, like, let's say something terrible happens and... Yeah, just keep it. It's precious. And that grindstone wouldn't do anything. That I could use just to... I guess it's a museum piece. It's my first fishing rod. This is completely useless. That's... We're just gonna pitch. Q. There you go. Forget you exist. Maybe I should make a grindstone. And I need wood sticks. No, no. Maybe, but no. So I guess we need another diamond pickaxe. Because this isn't ready yet. So we'll put it in the flame mending, curse of vanishing. This one we'll grind stone and we'll throw it out. And there's really, I mean, having a mending bow is almost pointless. Bows aren't that hard to get, and an infinity bow, now that's what you want. And you can't have both enchantments, unfortunately. Could repair these, just for funsies. There we go. Yeah, this fishing rod's pretty OP now. Curse of Vanishing 1, Quick Charge 2, Loyalty 3. Yeah, wouldn't you love your Loyalty Trident to also have a Curse of Vanishing? Ugh. Yeah. I mean, you could buy it. Is there stuff that, like, doesn't... Like, Curse of Binding, sometimes you can get away with that being on a book, because you can, like, apply it to, like, a weapon or something that doesn't bind, but not to armor, because then it actually would. Yeah, I think we're gonna let this go. And dump you. Well, too late. Of course, that would have been the mending book. It's always how that works. Ah. I didn't dunk my thing in the drink, did I? I lost a diamond pickaxe last stream. That was kind of annoying. Ah! Yeah, so I better not actually grindstone that Luck of the Sea fishing rod. I might need that. So, yeah, we'll hang on to it. I should see what am I going for anyway, level 30. Wait, what did I do with that diamond pickaxe? Don't tell me I lost another one. Leave this. Oh, there it is. Silk touch, no. So really, I guess the only point of doing this is just hoping for an ending book. I'll get to level 29 and then I'll go caving. Oh, got another bow. Infinity! That's a nice catch. That's a nice catch. Gonna have to make a bow, I guess. So what do you need for that anyway? Sticks and string or something? Oh yeah, okay, I got enough for a bow. Alright, so we're gonna bang that together right now. So that way it's 2. This way it's 8. It's no good, so we gotta go this way. Do want other bow enchantments too. Could come in handy for the end dragon fight. I don't know if I'm gonna spend a level on naming it yet. Because, like, you know, as we just saw, I named a fishing rod that I didn't end up keeping. So I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, just take it as a bow. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, that's not bad. Now we can add that to any bow. I was really hoping for mending, but you know. Said I was going to get to 29 and go caving. I really should go caving, because I do need another diamond pickaxe. Oh, and I have fortune now. Definitely take that with me. Okay, punch 2. That's a good thing to have on a bow. 1. Okay, I think we're going to enchant the bow again. Being of arthropods, I really don't care about. I think that only applies to swords. It's piercing. Piercing's just for crossbows. I don't know. I don't use crossbows. Punch 2. This makes it knockback. That's not really that useful. Flame might be nice. Arrow shot from a flame bow are on fire when shot. Set fire to mobs they hit and deal. Not really going to be helpful, the flame, at least in peaceful, like unless you're like looking for like remote detonation of TNT, remote igniting of campfires. The punch 2 knockback's not going to have any relevance at all. So we're just going to put that away. Oh, I do have more chests. This is like my travel kit, but it's also being used as storage of... I can't say what, but... Well, I have arrows now to go with my bow. I better be careful down here. I don't want to lose that brand new pickaxe. Okay, so I'm on 234. Should be 230 coming back. Let's just remember that. Just need another diamond pickaxe. As we always say. Gravel, the bane of my existence. Just need to get a diamond pickaxe with efficiency. Love to put mending on it too, but I can get that through like a villager trade or something. I don't actually, but like I need another diamond pickaxe like for enchanting table. We get a good efficiency. No, I'm just going solo here. It's a solo survival challenge, I guess. Like to be among the first 100,000 to beat Minecraft in peaceful mode exclusively without having to switch to a higher difficulty. Which in a sense is actually kind of difficult because I gotta go 25,000 blocks through the Nether. That's why I want a good pickaxe for the job. I mean, even efficiency 3 would be sufficient. It's not like netherrack is hard stuff to mine. Of course, I didn't make note of where this ended, so let's dig 3 blocks further. Or I suppose since I'm here, I could just do the next strip here. My inventory's full. Thing I care to get rid of? That one piece of dirt I don't need. It's not really a game changer. Well, my inventory's full. It's time to go back. Oh, it's a good time to go fishing. Empty the inventory first. Right, rocks go over here. I mean, I guess I could just enchant even the worn out pickaxe because I'm combining it anyway on the anvil. So it doesn't really matter that the durability is worn out on the other one. Well, I could enchant it. What have you got for me? Touch one, no. Efficiency. Well, I could do some more silly enchantments. Aqua Affinity 1? Yeah, why not? Might help bail me out of a jam. What do you got now? Ah, more of the same. Protection 3 is good. Oh, not level 30 anymore. Access denied. And what I do is I just get some, like, make some garbage wooden tools for this. Yeah, the cheapest tool is a wooden shovel. Come on, game. Efficiency 5 shovel. Woo! So good. I already have Fortune 3. You know, you could take a chance on it giving you efficiency along for the ride, but come on, game. Care about the big cat. Just want to know how much does it take to Nether. Suppose I could just into the Nether right now and see how long it takes. Really care that I don't have efficiency 4. No. Well, it's not like instant. Yeah, I could use efficiency. Yes! Holy crap. That was just ridiculous. Of course, now this will probably have Silk Touch on it too when I pull it. With my luck. But hopefully not. Ah, that was ridiculous. It was an ordeal. And we gotta get up to level 30 again. Great. I think that'll be a challenge for next time. Yeah, let's put the shovels in the lapis box. Oh yeah, right. Roast the netherrack. Oh, ran out of coal. We could just top it all. Top them all up. I'll just get up to 15 and I'll feel like I'm halfway. Even though it's totally not. Maybe I'll get a mending book while I'm getting back up to 30. Who knows? Oh man, we got two of these guys. What a bad draw. Hoping there's... some kind of non-nitwit villager here, but might be out of luck. Oh, yeah, there's one guy. Okay, so we can talk to him tomorrow.
Huh?
Oh, you are the stonemason. Okay, so what if... Wouldn't you rather be fisherman instead of... Oh shit, sorry dude. Sorry. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Just wanted to destroy your job site, that's all. Didn't you want to be a fisherman?
Huh?
You became a leather worker. Oh. Already was a barrel in this village, but... Okay, so he's gone to the cauldron. Well, this gets him closer to where I need him anyway, so... Gonna go work? Cauldron's up here. Need help finding your way? There you go. Right, wouldn't you rather be a fisherman? Be a great fisherman. Gotta put this guy up right, I think. Shit. Okay, There we go. Okay, alright, now. Would you like to be a fisherman? What are you now? Weaponsmith? Oh, where's that job site?
Huh?
Smith has grindstone jobs. Oh, could be my grindstone. Oh, okay, he is a fisherman now, but he's like at the other job site block. It's like a fisherman tub somewhere in this village. That's way too far away. I'm gonna destroy that. Sorry, buddy. It's just too far. Well, now he's a farmer. Need you to be a fisherman. And like over here is better for you, a butcher. Yeah, there is a tanner somewhere. It's down. Okay. Okay, good, good. He's a fisherman. Alright, he's a fisherman and you work there. Good, good. Alright, so we'll put the composters back or not. Hate to leave the village without food. Maybe someday there'll be a baby and it'll grow up to be a farmer. Okay, so I need to sell my fish to that guy. So I got way too many fish. Sure hope he's got fish trades. That is terrible. String. He can give me an emerald. That is just ridiculous. No. It's like, that's not... Of course, now he's going to be a farmer again. Can't eat. Still unemployed? Why don't you come over this way? Put it standing up. There we go. See it? Too far? Too far away? Okay, well how about there? See that? There you go. Those are still bad.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Choose.
Huh? Huh?
Uh,
Huh?
kind of need the coal, but then that would open up. And I got cod for days. So you know what? Yeah, actually we'll go with that.
Huh? Huh?
Oh, good. Get rid of these things too. Hey, won't do that one anymore. Go to that. That. Oh, we get this now. Ooh, pufferfish. Ooh, Florida. That's a good deal. Okay, yeah, we're cleaning up. Oh, for an emerald. That's an amazing deal. That's I can make boats all day. Dang, man. Got some good trades. It really worked out. We got 46 emeralds. Okay, so with that many emeralds, I should have no problem going to the desert village, changing the librarian's possession, destroying and reforming the lectern, until he offers me a mending book. We're on the way. Starting to look like something. But it is time to go to bed. It's midnight. Midnight Pacific. 4 a.m. Eastern. No, 3 a.m. Eastern. 4 a.m. Atlantic. Alright, one more level here. Alright. Say we've done well. Let's quit while we're ahead. Good night, everybody.